When it comes to Caitlin Clark, now I've taken hits because I was calling it from day one. You got people that are resentful towards her. She is really not about her, guys. It's about what she represents.
Clark is being fouled at a record rate. Some of them are brutal fouls, and a lot of the refs are looking the other way. And the women fouling her are doing it on purpose.
And unfortunately, it's creating a textbook hostile work environment for Caitlin Clark. And under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act, the federal government does have an ability to engage here.
Caitlin Clark is out indefinitely and has no timetable for returning. Clark has finally spoken, and what she revealed just flipped the WNBA upside down. After months of silence, the league's biggest star has broken her calm exterior to expose the reality behind a shocking ultimatum from the league office. And trust me, this isn't some mild locker room drama. This is the kind of revelation that makes lawyers grab their briefcases and commissioners start sweating through their suits. Clark isn't just stepping onto the court anymore. She's stepping into a legal storm.
And the team she plays for, the Indiana Fever, tripled in value. But despite all that success that she's immediately had, the league has basically looked the other way as she's been targeted on a weekly basis, and that targeting is putting her career at risk.
The same player who brought the WNBA its highest merchandise sales in history, a 613% jump in league app engagement, and the kind of national buzz executives dream about is now saying the quiet part out loud. The game isn't just tough, it's become dangerous. From the moment she joined the Indiana Fever, the numbers told the story. Merchandise sales skyrocketed over 600%. Season ticket demand exploded, and the Fever's franchise value tripled. In a league where most rookies barely make a ripple, Clark caused a tidal wave.
Caitlin Clark has had a seismic impact on the WNBA ever since she first joined. Merchandise sales increased over 600%, league app engagement over 600%.
She instantly became the face of the WNBA, the league's golden goose, cash cow, and headline machine all in one. And yet, despite her impact, she says she's been left completely unprotected.
Quote, "The star player of the league is not being protected." Ms. Clark herself noted, quote, "Everybody is physical with me. They get away with things others don't. 3 injuries have sidelined her for 10 games and the All-Star game. Ratings plummeted 55%.
Her breaking point? The so-called ultimatum the league delivered behind closed doors. It wasn't about supporting her, it was about shutting her down. Clark revealed she's been told to toughen up and keep quiet about the targeting, even as she absorbs 17% of all flagrant and hard fouls in the league, more than double the next closest player. That's not competition, that's open season hunting.
She absorbed 17% of all flagrant fouls, or hard fouls, more than double the rate of any of her peers. This is not something that you would see occur to any other top star in any other league. And I think a lot of fans are scratching their heads of why the league is allowing this to continue.
Here's where things take a turn you didn't see coming. Those hits she's been taking, they're not just bruises, they're legal evidence. Under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act, repeated physical targeting without protection can qualify as a hostile work environment, especially when the numbers prove she's treated differently from every other star in the league. And Clark has the receipts. On top of that, she says she's been blindsided by the league's indifference. Viral clips show her getting fouled 3 or 4 times in a single possession, while referees stare like they're watching a game on TV instead of officiating one. In most leagues, you touch the star player, and the whistle blows before you even finish the foul.
Or the treatment that she receives compared to any other top stars in any other leagues, there's no comparison to it. And there is a federal element here where the government can intervene, and we've already seen this.
In Clark's case, silence. But the real gut punch is this. Clark isn't just hinting at legal action, she's laying the groundwork for it. Her words point directly at leadership's negligence, which could turn into a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. If that happens, the WNBA won't just have a PR nightmare, they'll have the federal government breathing down their necks.
The federal government gets involved in sports all the time. We've seen it with MLB and steroids, NFL concussions, USA Gymnastics and Dr. Larry Nassar. And even just this past year, President Trump and his administration have really leaned in to fixing disparities at universities and within the NCAA, within fencing, swimming, gymnastics.
And considering the Department of Justice has already shown interest, that might happen sooner than anyone thought. Clark's silence is over. And now, the ball is in the league's court. Except this time, it's not about basketball. The league's top brass may have thought they could brush this off, but Clark's revelations are impossible to ignore. For months, fans saw her hit the floor hard, game after game, wondering why nobody was stepping in. Now we know, the silence wasn't an accident. It was the policy. Her ultimatum wasn't about offering protection. It was a warning to stop talking about the targeting altogether. That's right. The WNBA essentially told its most marketable player to play hurt, stay quiet, and keep the machine running. If that sounds reckless, it's because it is. In fact, it's the kind of thing that would get an NFL or NBA commissioner dragged into a congressional hearing.
This girl, the Golden Goose, comes along, and she wreaks havoc. She's the Rookie of the Year. She's 4th in the league in MVP voting. 4th in the league, her rookie year. Wow.
And here's the jaw dropper. Clark's targeting isn't just obvious to fans and analysts. Even her own teammate Sophie Cunningham has gone on record saying the star isn't being protected. When your teammate has to publicly call out the league for letting you get battered on national TV, you know things have gone way past normal basketball physicality.
You have seen players in our league try to like toughen up Caitlin. We call her Cece. Cece. For even when I wasn't on her team, like I know the talks that Phoenix had in the locker room of like, no, we're gonna show her what the W really is. You know what I mean? And like I get it to a certain extent, and like every rookie coming into the league, that's how you're gonna treat them. But
Right.
There's just more for her. So it's her 2nd year, and like now being on her team and like seeing it, I'm like, what are people doing? Like actually, it's just too much, and
Yeah.
like it's just I'm over. And if I'm saying it's too much, then it's probably too much.
No,
The stats make it impossible to spin. 17% of all hard fouls across the WNBA this season went to one player, Clark. That's more than double the next closest victim. You don't need to be a lawyer to see that's not coincidence, that's a pattern. And in court, patterns are gold for proving discrimination. But here's the kicker. Clark isn't even the one pushing the race narrative. That's been coming from veterans, including 3-time MVP Asia Wilson, who openly said race plays a role in the attention Clark gets. Wilson claimed it boils her blood when people say it doesn't.
Asia Wilson, who is a 3-time MVP of the league, she's won the championship for the Las Vegas Aces. She came out and addressed the attention that Caitlin Clark is getting, and she said it's absolutely has to do with race. And then, quote, it boils her blood when people try and say that it's not about race.
Now, imagine you're a rookie, breaking every marketing record in the book, while veterans you've never wronged publicly talk about your skin color being the reason you're popular. That's not just awkward, that's fuel for on-court retaliation. Now this is where the legal heat cranks up. Under the Civil Rights Act, an employer can't sit back while a protected class, in this case race, becomes a factor in how an employee is treated. And if those public statements combined with the foul stats show Clark was targeted more because of who she is, not how she plays, the WNBA is sitting on a civil rights time bomb. The Wall Street Journal didn't mince words. They've already called it what it is, a league at risk of a federal civil rights lawsuit.
It's to the point where we have this going on. We're talking, now there's articles about her civil rights being like thrown out. It is crazy.
And with the Department of Justice, the Labor Department, and now Congress all paying attention, the WNBA can't just hide behind highlight reels and press releases anymore. When a story reaches Capitol Hill, you know it's no longer just sports gossip. It's a political problem. Senator Jim Banks has already fired off a formal letter to Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, demanding an explanation for why the league's most valuable player is being left defenseless. And let's be clear, this wasn't a hope you can get back to me kind of letter. This was a full-on, you owe the American public answers message.
Senator Jim Banks, in a 2024 letter to WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, demanded answers on Clark's treatment. Congress and the administration should demand answers of the WNBA leaders, investigate officiating and internal league communications, hold hearings, and insist on real reform. Uh-oh.
And here's the part that should have the WNBA panicking. Once Congress gets involved, the paper trail starts. Internal memos, referee directives, injury reports, all of it can be subpoenaed. That means if there really was a let them play order that effectively gave opponents the green light to hit Clark harder, it's going to come out. And that could move this from a civil matter to something much more serious. Meanwhile, the damage isn't just on the court. Clark's Olympic snub is still one of the most baffling roster decisions in recent sports memory. She shattered the All-Star fan vote record with 1.29 million votes, yet ranked only 9th among guards on the player ballot. The top ticket seller in the league, the face plastered on every marketing campaign, somehow not good enough for Team USA? Even casual fans can smell the politics from a mile away. The fallout was immediate and brutal. The All-Star game, which should have been a showcase of the league's brightest talent, tanked in ratings, plunging 55%.
Felt like the players were so excited and happy to be there. They just didn't put that much effort on the court. And I also have to admit that I left during the third quarter. I just kind of couldn't take it anymore.
That's not just a bad night, that's a fan revolt. The message was loud and clear: sideline Clark, and the audience walks away. But the dominoes didn't stop there. Owners started to chime in, and not in her defense. Mystics owner Sheila Johnson publicly suggested that other players deserve the spotlight more. Yes, an owner who benefits from the league's overall growth took a swipe at the one player fueling that growth. That's not just ungrateful, it's self-sabotage.
Last night, we read Time magazine where Caitlin Clark was named Athlete of the Year. Why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on that cover and said, the WNBA is the League of the Year?
Clark herself has admitted, in plain words, that opponents get away with things they wouldn't do to others. That's not just frustration talking. That's a statement from the very person enduring the punishment. Combine that with visible injuries, ignored calls, and hostile public comments, and you have a blueprint for a discrimination case that practically writes itself. At this point, the WNBA's leadership isn't just risking her career, they're risking the stability of the entire league. And if they keep pretending nothing's wrong, they might find themselves explaining it all under oath. The truth is, Caitlin Clark didn't come into the WNBA looking to be a lightning rod for controversy. She came to play basketball, to win games, sell out arenas, and push the league into a new era of relevance.
The WNBA has arrived. Caitlin Clark's gotten really good really fast. It's like the end of year one for Michael Jordan or year three for Michael Jordan. She's gotten really good really fast. And you got to put a body on her, or you got to double team her, or she's going to embarrass you. She's shooting 33-footers. And what happened last night's a byproduct of that. This is what happened to MJ. She's number 1 and 2 in every offensive stat. She's hitting more threes this season than Steph Curry did in his first MVP season, and her game embarrasses you.
And she did all of that in record time. But instead of being celebrated and protected, she became the focal point of jealousy, resentment, and unchecked physical targeting. Here's where the whole thing explodes into something bigger. Under US law, hostile work environment claims don't need someone screaming slurs or physically threatening you in the parking lot. Harris v. Forklift Systems, a landmark 1993 case, established that repeated degrading treatment on the job can be enough. And Clark's situation checks every box: consistent unequal treatment, dangerous working conditions, and public acknowledgement from other players and teammates that she's not being protected. Add to that the Tossenberry versus Texas Department of Community Affairs precedent, which shifts the burden onto the employer once unequal treatment is proven. And you start to see why legal analysts are calling this a slam dunk case.
Are referees gambling? I want answers to that. Are the players gambling? I want answers to that. In a professional league where the players get paid less than all the other professional leagues, a professional league where the referees get paid less than all the other professional leagues, this is where the money is, folks. Nobody's been paying attention to the WNBA for the last 20 plus years. If they want to gamble underneath the table, this is the league to do it at.
The numbers alone, her taking double the hard fouls of anyone else, do half the work for her attorneys. The rest is made up of public statements, game footage, and the league's paper trail. And let's not forget the whispers about referee instructions. If it's true, officials were told to let them play, even when Clark was being hammered, that's more than negligence. That's a deliberate choice to allow harm. And it puts the league in direct violation of workplace safety and anti-discrimination laws. But here's the nightmare scenario for the WNBA. If federal investigators find that race played any role in how Clark was treated, and if leadership failed to intervene, this doesn't just end in fines. It could end with leadership changes, massive settlements, and years of reputational damage the league might never recover from. The reality is simple. Caitlin Clark is the reason many people even know the WNBA exists right now. She's the reason ticket sales spiked, ratings jumped, and merchandise flew off shelves. Yet the league acted as if she were a problem to be managed, not a star to be protected. That disconnect isn't just baffling. It's the kind of short-sightedness that could cost them everything. And now, with Clark sidelined for the season, the WNBA isn't just losing its biggest attraction. It's inviting a legal, political, and financial storm that no PR spin can contain. The question isn't whether this blows up, it's how soon. If you're enjoying this content and want to keep up with every twist in this story, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update. Thank you.